So I've got this bracket on eBay open to attach it and hold it there. It don't quite hold it at the right spot. So I'm just hoping for a quick fix, but it doesn't do it, so I'm going to make a bracket up myself after aluminium box section. And this thing it's just not sturdy enough. Especially at this sort of angle where the table's going to be, it's just, I mean, that's pathetic. So I'm going to change the plan with this table mount. I'm going to take this off, fit a floor mount round about here, and then fit this with its leg on the back door for the lounge. I'll still need this thing that I've just been making, so I'll probably fit it on back door frame. But I'll look at that a lot later because I need to go to lounge seating first to see exactly where everything's got to go. But I think it's much better for the dinette having just a single floor mounted table. So this old chest of drawers, the rails for the drawers started failing, so I eventually replaced it, but I've never got around to chucking it out. And now I'm thinking potentially dinette tabletop, maybe. Or see if other sounds in better condition. Let's have a look. I think actually it probably is. Yeah, maybe down at tabletop, and then drawer faces possibly. So I've got the basic material for them anyway, so I shall get outside and start chopping it up. I've got what I wanted. Might just make a passable tabletop out of that. A bit of luck. That's all blown up. A few staples to take out, but I reckon I'll use probably 60% of that in the van. I've got me a little bracket looking quite nice. It's pretty tight if I can get it in. Very tight. down a little bit. And that's a shame because it looks really neat, but I didn't realise how deep the difference went. It just goes far too deep, so I'm going to have to take it back out. So this T-section aluminium is much more complex to put together than it first appears. One of the things that's going to help me is I've got these right angle setup things. They're actually really cheap. I've got two of these. They're cheap on eBay. I think they're only about £8.50 each, something like that. So that's going to help me get the right angles perfectly. Got this one set up. I'm going to add this, push this bracket. I'm going to take this out, push this bracket further up and tighten that up. And that's my first angle done. And this is for my seat unit in the lounge. I'll be putting another two beams across here ish, and with a T connector at the back of that. So I've got to put two threaded things down here in the back side of it, or more. It might be three. I'm not sure. It could be four. I haven't actually looked at the connectors, but anyway, that's my first joint sorted anyway. So I can get all this framework put together. These T connectors are going to be for vertical beams, giving it strength on the top. This probably don't look like much, but it's 5 hours work gone into that. A lot of that is getting to know how to do things, figuring out which the best connectors are to use, and also loads and loads of backtracking, disassembling and putting more threaded connectors in that that were unforeseen. Yeah, generally you need way more in than you think initially. But I'm quite happy with that overall. So after deciding to abandon this idea, the dinette leg here, for different reasons, I've now got an island table leg to fit instead. After figuring out roughly where I want to fit the island table leg, I've then got to look underneath at proximity issues with stuff like the beam going across here, this one. So my main concern is actually this wire, which I think is wiring from the semi unit on the diesel tank. So what I'm doing is putting a piece of aluminium here to protect it from drilling, cutting, etc. So the end result is this. Pretty close to the sender unit of the diesel tank, which I knew about. That actually does touch on top of the sender unit slightly. So it is lifting it up a bit, but once the wooden panelling is in, it'll lift that up so that it's not touching it. That's just a perfect result, really. I suppose if you look at it that way, I know I've got an access to the sender unit if I ever need one. It's a bit small though, but possible. So I'm offering this lounge base up to the up to its position in the van. I've made a mistake here. This beam should be out here. It's these two that should be longer, the same width as that. I've just miscalculated it. There's all sorts of little entrapments for that, just using this stuff. I've got to put a beam across here, a couple of beams up. I've got them all cut ready. Also, I'll put these angle things in here. They're not absolutely ideal. Well, they're not ideal. I'm going to have to change them. So I've ordered some T things for more strength. I mean, if you sat on that, it's going to tend to twist that round. So that's not good. It needs something better. So I've ordered T section joints to go in these two positions. So I've just finished putting the rib nuts in. Getting all those ready. I'm knotting and bolting the ones on the side wall. Just rib nutting the ones on the floor. I'm ready to fit the seat. You're not telling me about alongside washers. A lot of faffing about, but it is in. So this piece of aluminium tube, it was from an old garden table, garden furniture set. That table in my back garden for years, and the tabletop actually eventually rotted. So I broke it up, kept this because I thought it might come in handy, and I intended to make a bird table out of it, pretty much like that. That's how it was going to be. But I decided the leg was too short, so I abandoned that. But I found out with this that it needed to be cut in the same way for it to actually go into the dinette mounts. And so now I've done it at both ends. And it's ready to fit in the dinette. Buying that length of tube on eBay, it would have cost at least 20 quid, maybe 30. Just putting some more bracing in this. I'm actually getting it done quite quick. Alright, I've got all these pre-cut, but I'm getting it put in quite quickly. I thought it was going to take me all day. Looks like it's going to be a couple of hours now. That's not far off. I've got to put another hook right there. Turn these over so that moves. So it's a bit more in thirds. It's just being held up by these T things, it just wants turning around a bit. Yeah, turning out of the way, just to divide it up a bit better. And then put the one brace down here and it's done. What's that finished? All the bracing done. It's only took me 2 hours, 2.5 hours to put extra bracing in. I thought it was going to take me all day. So that's the result, and I've only had to use 2 dropping T-nuts here, that's it. All the rest are sliding. For the first go at using this stuff, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I've actually added this one more beam in here just to support it at this corner, and that is now finished. Put that to bed. But what I've been doing following that, I've not been doing any filming, I should have really. Put this roof support up so I can put this beam down. Now that looks a big beam, but I need one at this side for the seatbelt support. It's got to be pretty substantial. So it's got the same size beam at each side, but they're going to be the front of the shower cubicle as well. But I might also give the back of the seat some support. Alright, you might be a bit far away at that one, so maybe not. I could attach it to this one, I suppose. It's got the front of my shower cubicle. I'm putting bigger bolts in here when I actually finish it off. That's just actually holding it in place while I take a couple of fairly accurate measurements. I'll square it all up in house when I've got beams going across here. And I can check on my right angles, then I'll know I'm perfectly upright with it before I bolt it in. Up close one's been. And this is the job I've been particularly looking forward to. Getting this ready to use. It's going to be too short.